𝔼𝕩𝕡𝕚 here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, it's lovely to have you. I hope that I can bring you some interesting content and that you'll stay. If you've watched any of my videos from the past, I've mentioned that I'm a mother, I'm an artist, and I'm a figure model, and today I wanted to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about my figure modeling. Figure modeling has opened the doors to some really cool opportunities that I've been granted, and I have a lot of positive things to say. I have a lot of, tips and pros and cons, and I just love to elucidate a little bit. When I was in art school and taking figure drawing classes, I never really saw a ton of African American or Black people figure modeling, so I never really got to draw a lot of Black people from real life. That is part of the motivation and reason why I got into figure modeling. Not only that, but in general, I feel like having another form of income and just broadening your perspective and your horizons will definitely help and hopefully inspire some people to possibly look into figure modeling. So if any of the things that I've just mentioned, or if in general you're just curious about what figure modeling is and you're just curious to hear about my experience, go ahead and check out the rest of the video. And I also wanted to sort of have some questions to help guide this video and keep it on point. I'm going to try and incorporate photos and pictures of what other artists have drawn of me, and also I'll try and have their names either in the video or in the description box, so definitely look out for that. So figure modeling, very similar to fashion modeling, is when you pose for artists, drawers, painters, sculptors, maybe even some digital artists. Basically, you just strike a pose and they draw you. I would say the biggest difference between figure modeling and fashion modeling is how much the camera is used. Of course, with regular figure modeling, there might be a camera incorporated. They might take pictures of you, or they might just want to draw you and see what they can do in that session. Fashion modeling is more just about getting the picture, getting the shot of the clothes, of the outfit, of the whole look, of the whole aesthetic. Figure modeling is more about time. Time is a very important factor when it comes to the type of artists that are drawn into figure modeling and drawing the figure in that way. I got started through an old high school teacher. His wife, who was also an artist, saw some photos of me and she really wanted to paint me. So she hired me. I went back to their studio and they took some pictures of me and she painted from those photos. After I expressed to her how interested I was in doing more figure modeling, she got me in touch with an academy that's always looking for new models to paint, and that's how I got my first real big foot in the door of figure modeling. There are definitely two types of settings that you could be doing figure modeling in. You could be doing it in a more private, working with just one or two artists type of setting, or you could be in a more academic school setting. The academic setting probably pays a little bit less. You're like a part of a roll call, sort of, they just like have a list of models and you just sort of get called when they need you. So they already kind of have like a pay rate worked out for everything, versus if you model privately with an artist, you guys can work out, specific pay rates. They'll probably already pay you more in general just because of it being a more personal piece. And it's also wonderful when you are chosen by an artist to get painted, because you just have like a really big ego boost. They make you feel kind of good about yourself. You're interesting enough to want to paint. Also, when you do academic modeling, you'll probably be posing a lot more. Typically when you're in school and you're learning how to draw the figure, they like to start out with very quick poses. So you might do like 30-second poses and then 1-minute poses, and it'll keep escalating until they want to do like an hour pose, a 2-hour pose. So you'll definitely be you know, working more. You'll definitely be moving more in an academic setting versus if you're in a private artist setting where they chose you specifically and they have an idea in mind, they have the pose in mind, and you're just kind of sitting there maintaining a pose. So this could be up for debate, but for the most part, there are really only two types of figure modeling. There's the nude figure and the clothed portrait figure. If you are modeling at a school or in an academic setting, they're almost going to always want you to be nude just because it's students. They're learning how to draw the form. They're trying to understand landmarks, you know, like where your bones poke out and like how the skin looks, the texture of the skin, your hair, all these things, you know, they're trying to figure out, trying to resolve and practice. So in an academic setting, they'll desire nude modeling more from you. A private setting could be different just because the artist may like you and they may want you in a dress. They may want you to be a certain character for their art. And that's really cool when you can kind of become a character and see yourself just in this new perspective. I would say that's like the two main types of modeling. Nude modeling, there's nothing wrong with it. I just think, you know, you're gonna do whatever you're comfortable with, essentially. If you're trying to make this a more stable source of income, then I would definitely be more open to nude modeling. And if anybody is wondering, you can totally make figure modeling into a full-time gig. However, I do think that there are some factors that come into play. For one, location is an important factor. I feel like if you live in a city or a metropolitan area, just any kind of area that's going to offer multiple opportunities for artistic education, you will definitely be able to get work. If you're living in like a more small rural area where maybe they offer like a couple of classes or, you know, like have a couple of art classes, it's not going to be very easy to make a life or a living off of figure modeling. So you definitely want to live somewhere where there are a lot of art schools and a lot of like old school approaches to art, you know, like people who are still playing with clay, people who are, you know, still drawing with charcoal and using oil paint. Another factor that's going to play into if you can make this into a full-time gig is your networking ability. When I got started, like I said, it started with, you know, my teacher's wife wanting to work with me, and then she sent my photo to somebody else and they wanted to work with me, and then they sent my photo to somebody else and they wanted. So, I mean, essentially to maintain good visibility in this, you have to network and you have to meet artists and meet other models, you know, that can connect you to other people who may want to draw you. And as I was saying earlier, if you are really trying to make really, really good money off of this, you have to be open to nude modeling, especially because a lot of good continuous work comes from the academies, the schools that are training the next generation. I'm not really sure if I have any big drawbacks. I would say, I guess the hardest thing to overcome is disciplining your mind and your body to being still. You know, we're living in a world where it's all about movement, doing things at a faster pace than the person next to you. And figure modeling just takes all of that away. You're just kind of left alone in your own thoughts. And for some people that might be hard. And I guess another drawback would just be like maybe like the stiffness, you know, after sitting in a pose, you know, you might be really stiff and there might be parts in your body that, you know, didn't hurt, you know, 3 hours ago, but now all of a sudden they hurt. There are way more pros than cons for me when it comes to figure modeling. I would say the biggest pro is the amount of friends I've made, the amount of connections I've made, the amount of inspiration I've been given, just being around all these beautiful, creative souls. I've also been able to travel to New York, and I was able to be a figure model for 𝔼𝕗₍ who I'm not sure if anybody knows that, but he's a really, really, really well-known American artist, and that was just a really cool experience to meet him and get drawn by him. And he's just a really cool guy, so definitely go and check out his work. He's just like so chill, laid back, and also just like amazing world-renowned painters. Connecting with artists, you know, who are giants, you know, compared to me is just inspiring. It's very inspiring. I guess I really love it too because figure modeling made me love who I am. It made me love the things about me that maybe I didn't really care for. You know, it's like you see somebody paint you and you see how they see you, and you kind of ease off of yourself a little bit. You know, you give yourself a break. You know, it's like if they can see that in you, then what the fuck aren't you seeing in yourself? I guess that's like the thought. I guess another pro is you become so in tune with your body when you figure model. All those isolating minutes spent, you know, learning your body, what works, what positions don't work, what your muscles like, what they don't like. You become so in tune with your body. I swear, if you do this for enough, you will notice anything. Just start to notice things and triggers in your body that you may have not noticed before. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you made it to the end. If you did make it to the end, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was informative. I hope I was able to impart some wisdom and some tips and give a little bit of my experience as a figure model. You know, I was just happy to make this video, and I just wanted to make it because I'm always talking about, or I'm always mentioning being a figure model, and it's like, is this bitch a figure model? Is she? I don't see no photos. Well, there are gonna be plenty of photos in this video that you guys can view. Also, don't forget to check out any other artists that I've mentioned, any of their photos of, you know, the paintings that they've done of me. Go ahead and check out their websites, or if they have Instagrams, go ahead and check all that out. It'll be in the description box below. Also, feel free to check out my other videos. I mean, I really just use my YouTube channel to celebrate the things in my life that I love. Well, I love all the things that are on my channel. So go ahead and check out my channel, and go ahead and like and subscribe and share and all that wonderful stuff if this is something that you like or you think other people will like. And have a wonderful rest of the day. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, I hope this few minutes spending it with me, hearing a little bit about what I do, what I got going on, will help, you know, I don't know, will help. I'm Moody Dreamer. Go ahead, follow my Instagram, I have 2 Instagrams, follow them, follow my Tumblr. So really just Instagram and Tumblr. Instagram. Okay, bye.